behalf of Government Institute of Forensic Science, I welcome Honorable Director Dr. Khemnar Sir, today's resource person Srimati Shivkanya Kadam Madam, my colleagues and dear friends. Dear students, today we are gathered here on virtual platform to celebrate International Women's Day. This day is celebrated to recognize women's recognition achievement in various fields and a reminder of gender equality. Every year, Women's Day is celebrated with a specific theme. This year, we are having a theme that is Break the Bias. Accordingly, today Madam will enlighten us on topic legal empowerment of women to break the bias. I would take an privilege to introduce my friend and today's multi-talented resource person, Srimati Shivkanya Kadam Madam. Madam graduated from Swami Ramananda Tirtha Marathwada University, Nanded with the third rank, and she passionated for advocacy, so registered or enrolled as as an advocate with the Bar Council. In 2013, she qualified UGC NET JRF and SET examination. Then, Madam worked as an full-time faculty in Pune, and in 2018, Madam selected as an assistant professor through MPSC, and from then she joined Government Institute of Forensic Science, Nagpur, as an assistant professor and head department of law. Currently, Madam is working or pursuing PhD degree from Swami Ramananda Tirtha Marathwada University, Nanded. This is a very brief introduction about Madam. Thank you, Madam. This is a brief introduction about Madam, and I want to mention one thing here. Madam already received two invitations for today's Women's Day celebration, even though she managed time and accepted our invitation. So thank you, Madam, for that. And now I request Madam to enlighten us on the same topic. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you, ma'am. First of all, I would like to thank respected Dr. Khairnar sir for giving me an opportunity to present my thoughts on the topic legal empowerment of women. Actually, this is our concern. This is our sister institution. I'm not a guest of you. I am also amongst you. I am also one of the teacher like you all. So there is no necessity to call me as a guest. I am also one of the teacher amongst you. Today's topic, that is a legal empowerment of women, which is very essential one, 8th March, that we are celebrating. Every year we will celebrate this particular occasion. This is occasion not only for the sake of every woman, but also for the sake of each and every individual on this earth, because woman, she is a half portion of the man. So we should have respect towards her, as well as we should celebrate, just like all other occasions, all other customs, traditions. To celebrate this as well. So that's why it is the importance of this particular day. Just I will share my PPT within a fraction of seconds so that you can have the access to it. Just a moment. Yes. So let us start with the presentation. Today's topic, just ma'am have introduced us with regard to the International Women's Day and the theme. Just I'm having just one correction, that this year's theme or International Women's Day's theme, which had been declared by United Nations, that is the gender equality. Always it is on the topic, that is gender equality. But in this year, it is gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. It means that we have to maintain the gender equality. We have to provide this gender equality to each and every woman, so that we should have the sustainable tomorrow. We are focusing upon the this particular. You can see here at the Mother Earth is there. The picture of Mother Earth I have provided to you, because for the sake of sustainable development, for the sake of sustainable tomorrow, we should provide a woman with gender equality, because she is a half portion. Again, she is a half part of the workforce of the particular country, in any country. So due to that reason, she is having her involvement starting from the family up to the work culture, up to every sort of life. She is having her half portion, she is having half role to play there at, and that's why her role, her equality is matters a lot for us, so as to have the sustainable tomorrow. The legal empowerment of women, and so as to break the bias, we should have the legal empowerment, because unless and until we are having some support, we are having some support from the law, legal machinery, we cannot break the bias which is going on. We cannot discriminate because we are powerful enough. But how we become powerful? With the help of the law. There should not be anything without the law. There cannot be anything without the law, and there is nothing without the law. Because empowerment, wherever we want to empower any individual, any community, any caste, any creed, or any being, we have to give the legal support, we have to give the legal empowerment, then only we are able to achieve. Likewise, in case of women as well, we need legal empowerment, on the basis of which we can stand on the equal footing with the male human beings. Now, what is women empowerment exactly? Because many a times we are talking about women empowerment, women empowerment. Many a times I have heard of this particular thing that already women are empowered. So why there is necessity to have the women empowerment today as well? Why we need to celebrate this particular occasion today as well? So such questions are, or queries are going to be raised by many people. Those who not opposing, they are just putting their critical point of view. So no problem. We are here to clarify the things. Woman empowerment, it implies what? That is, it is an ability in woman so as to take decisions regarding her life, regarding her work environment. She should be provided with the equal rights among all the spheres of the lives. It may be the personal life, it may be the social life, it may be the economic life, political life, or legal life of an individual. So whenever she is there, she should be on all these aspects, on all these spheres of the life, she should be provided with the equal rights to the men. Then only we can call it as the woman is empowered. Let us see how whether woman is empowered or not, and ultimately we will make a decision, or we will be judgmental ultimately after completion of this lecture, that whether woman is actually empowered, or there is still necessity to empower her. So these are the women. By looking at whom we say that the woman is empowered. There's no necessity to have the woman to be empowered. Many women, they are representing at different spheres of the life. They are representing the women, but still there are some cases like this. So this picture or this particular slide put a question in front of you. If this is the first picture and this is the second picture, how woman, whether can we say these are the two contrary views, these are the two contrary photos which I'm going to show you. So this particular those slides dekhne ke baad, are you able to say he is still woman, woman is totally empowered, there is no necessity to empower the woman more? So that particular answer is obviously no. It should be no, and it is no, because of the reason that if a woman is totally empowered, if she is fully empowered, she is not, she is now on equal footing with the men. Then why such incidences happen? You can see here at the difference in between 2020 and 2021 crime report is there. In this report, you can see the amount of rapes which had been committed under section 376, जो offense of rape होता है, वो occurrences of the rape, that is 580 cases were there, जो कि 833 cases है in 2021. Kidnapping regarding that as well, the number is increased. Then the assault on woman with intent to outrage modesty, you can see the difference in between the numbers. Abduction, there as well the increase is there. Cruelty by husband, in which many people, Aurangabad is the city. I have seen the photographs in the media that with regard to the rights of men, the persons, they are coming forward. No problem, we are ready to accept that as well. We are not thinking, or we are not talking about ki there is no necessity to have no necessity to come up with the vice in favor of the men. We are also on the side, we are also a wheel of the chair, wheel of that particular vehicle. But these numbers indicate towards the thing that cruelty by husband and in-laws, that number is also again going to raise. डबल हुआ है 2020 और 2021 के ही आंकड़े हमने लिए हैं. बिफोर दैट आई एम नॉट गोइंग इन डिटेल. सो ये आंकड़े भी आप देखोगे तो द क्रुएल्टी बाय हस्बैंड एंड इन-लॉज इज डबल्ड. अगेन डाउरी प्रोहिबिशन एक्ट, वी आर लुकिंग एट द डाउरी प्रोहिबिशन एक्ट which was since 1961 it is working, but then also still there are some instances with regard to these are the things which are reported. The things which are going on back of that particular जो सामने नहीं आते हैं, the things which are not reported yet, वो चीजें तो हमने देखी भी नहीं है, बिकॉज ईच एंड एवरी इंडिविजुअल हु इज प्रेजेंट इन दिस ऑडियंस, दे आर नोइंग दैट डाउरी इज गोइंग टू बी गिवन. वी बिलोंग टू मराठवाड़ा region, we all belong to Marathwada region. So you might have seen and you might have observed, you might have also experienced that dowry is going to be given and taken from past till today as well. Dowry is going to be given, and dowry is given by the people. If I am a woman, I am a female, or I am a girl, if I oppose to dowry, my parents, they are ready to give it. So such instances are also there, unreported are there. So due to that reason, the number we can see here at it is less. Dowry death cases are also there, the number is 47 and 56, the difference in between that is also going on. Insult to modesty of a woman, 509 is there, just like sexual harassment of woman at workplace, like that this offense is provided in the IPC. Yahan pe bhi the number is increased. It means that still, and this particular, these two cases you might have heard of, you might have seen, or you might have listened anything regarding this, that is the Nirbhaya case and this Kathua rape case. So in the both these cases, these are the four culprits who had committed the offense of rape against the Nirbhaya. So these are, in this case, total nation, whole nation that was against, that come forward so as to talk against this particular, so as to raise the voice against these cases. So these pictures are also the fact, these pictures are also the experience of the society, and due to that reason, I would like to say here in front of the audience that still we need empowerment. Still we are not on the same front, or we are not on the same level like the male human being they are having. So now what is the legal empowerment? All these things are with regard to the crimes which took place by the female or human being, woman. She needs empowerment. What is legal empowerment? Legal empowerment took place, and it is not only a single, it is not only the process, it is end in himself, or it is an aim in itself. So whenever the legal empowerment is going to be we are going to identify, or we are going to provide the legal identity to a woman. It is a process to provide her with a legal identity. Whenever we are talking about the legal empowerment, law is providing, law is protecting, law is giving her a separate identity. Next is, we are able to, or law is going to provide her the greater voice. She is able to raise the voice against the whatever the things, whatever the atrocities are committed against her. She is able to raise the voice if she is legally empowered. So law is a process. Gradually we are providing her with the support, we are providing her with with some provisions. Next, mobilization of the group action, that is also one of the thing. In Nirbhaya case, we come up with the group action. हमने जो कैंडल मार्च वगैरह निकाले, these are the group actions raised by the community. हम सोसाइटी बोल के हम कुछ कर रहे हैं, we are doing something for, again, Vishakha case, that case is also one of the group action. That is one of the action which is raised by the NGO by the name called Vishakha. So mobilization of the good action, group action, that is also conduct, or that is also uplifted by this particular legal empowerment. And finally, what we are going to achieve, that is the economic, social and cultural gain with the help of the law. The focus of all these things, the focus of law or legal empowerment, is to access the justice. Whenever any atrocities, any offenses, or any other type of injustice is committed against any woman, we are going to give the access to justice to the woman. Again, we are able to, or we are focusing upon to maintain rule of law in the society. We are going to try, or we are trying to keep her on the equal footing with the men. Again, some rights are going to be provided by the name property rights, labor rights and business rights, which are provided to the woman, and that is the legal empowerment which is done by the law. So in short, we can call it as law is, or the empowerment which is done by the law for the sake of women, that is called as legal empowerment. Now, what are the stages? Just you can see here at many stages are there. Not only female, men is also going through all these stages. But as being the suppressed class of the society, she needs special attention, and that attention is going to be given at different stages of the life of a woman. So stages of life, that is first stage, that is the infant. When the girl, she is an infant, at that time she is in need of care, because she is not able to, or she is not capable to take care of herself. So at this stage, the infant needed the care. Next stage comes when she is going to school, she is nurtured, or she is uplifted by the family members. Thereat she need protection. You might have heard, and I am also going to explain you with regard to the POCSO. So protection is needed. If it is not provided with, law is providing that. All these things are expected from the society. All these things are expected from her family, colleagues, all the persons who are coming in contact. That is society in general. It is expected from them. If no one is going to give such things, then at that time law is backing. So law is supporting the woman with regard to that as well. So care is needed in infancy. Then at the when she is a girl or she is a minor girl, at that time protection is needed or expected by her. When she becomes young, at that level she needs love and affection, either from family members, parental family members, in-laws, etc., or the classmates or batchmates, etc., everyone. She needs that particular thing. She is now capable to protect herself up to certain limits. She didn't need any type of care, she didn't need any type of protection, जो उसको पहले की लाइफ पहले के phases में लगता था. लेकिन now she need what? She needs love and affection from the surrounding. Next is the phase when she becomes a woman, or when she enters into family, when she herself becomes a mother. At that particular stage, at that particular level, she needs respect in the family, respect from colleagues, respect in the society. Whatever the spheres of lives are there, thereat she needs respect. And at the last phase of the life, that is at the old age, she needs compassion. So compassionately she should be treated. That is her requirement and that is her demand from the society. So all these things, if you are not able to fulfill, if you are not giving to her, or if you are not providing her all these necessities of the life, just like food, shelter, and clothes, all these are the necessities of a life of a woman. So then thereat comes the role of the law to provide all these things to her. And the first role which is played by the Constitution of India, which is the Gita of India, और हम जिसको गीता की तरह पूजते हैं, that is the Indian Constitution, जिसमें women empowerment के लिए the provisions had been inserted. The provisions regarding right to equality, against discrimination, then equality of opportunity in employments, then some directive principles are also going to be provided by the Constitution of India itself with regard to the equal pay for equal work, equal just and human conditions of work, maternity benefits which are provided to her, then the reservation for women in panchayat, municipality, etc. These are the provisions which are provided by the Constitution of India, amongst which right to equality is the basic, on the basis of which all other things are provided. Right to equality means what? Equality before law and equal protection of law. Two words are there. The two words, they are talking about the equality. So equality before law means law treats each and every individual equally. There should not be any type of discrimination amongst the individuals on the basis of any type of caste, creed, gender, race, sex, or place of birth, etc. So whenever we are in front of law, law treats everyone equally. Means whenever the state or whenever any type of government it is enacting any law, legislature, when they are enacting the laws, there should be the equal treatment of the women and men in front of the law. So that is the thing. Here one of the case was there. I just remembered that case, that Air India versus Nargis Mirza. That case was there, in which the particular right to employment, that is that particular lady was there. She was denied with the right to continue with the employment. She was an air hostess, and in that case, she was denied the right because of the reason that she get married. So when such right had been denied to you, you have the right to have employment, you have right to continue in the employment. But as the demand of that particular profession is there, air hostesses, they are not allowed to get married, they are not allowed to have or beget the children. So that was the requirement of their job, that was the requirement of that profession. But such thing was refused, or such a right was refused by that particular organization, that is Air India, and they removed that particular lady from the services of the air hostess. So in that case, what court said, or what Supreme Court said, that was the landmark judgment which was given by the Supreme Court, in which Supreme Court said that it is unreasonable and such removal of that particular lady should not be on the ground of that she get married or she is having the children, etc. So that particular ground should be removed and she should be again retained on that particular post. So that particular judgment was given. So the right to equality was maintained by the Supreme Court, and being Supreme Court as a protector of justice, protector of the equality, protection of the rights of an individual, it did that particular job, or did that perform that particular work very nicely. Prohibition of discrimination is similar to that. Just only one thing is needed to be mentioned here, at that many things are coming into mind. Prohibition of discrimination is there, right to equality is there. Then boys always ask this question. Whenever I go into any social gathering, this is one of the query inside mind. And today we are also having the gathering of the boys as well. We don't have only females here at. So boys always have this particular question in mind, that if equality is provided under Article 14. If prohibition of discrimination is not provided, no one should be discriminated. That is the policy of the legislature. Then why the reservation is going to be given to the woman? This is the question always that came into the mind. So that particular discrimination is the protective discrimination for the sake of protection of the sex, for the sake of protection of that particular gender, as they are treated unequally by the society from the ages. Due to that reason, we need to uplift them. We need to bring them on an equal footing, and that's why such discrimination is done. That's why such reservations are going to be provided, and that those are justifiable. Those are judicially correct. And due to that reason, they are provided by Article 15 as well. Under 15, subclause 3 is talking about the reservation for the woman. That is, special provisions can be made for the sake of women by the governments in making policies regarding the government. Right to equality hai regarding the adequate means of livelihood. They can earn their livelihood equally with the men. Again, they can have the equal pay for equal work. If same work is done by the male and if same the work is done by the female, then at that time there should not be any type of inequality in payment of wages to the men and women. If she is the woman and doing the same equal type of work, then she should be paid likewise. The main human being is going to be paid. Reservation of seats is there. Regarding this, 1/3 seats are going to be reserved, including the woman who belongs to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, including those women because they belong to that category, but they are also women. So including that, Panchayat Raj mein this particular addition is done under Article 243D and T. That reservation of seats is there. 1/3 seats are reserved for the women in Panchayat municipality. That is the local self-government of the India. Women empowerment is also provided under the family laws. This is the family. You can see here at a very nice family, amongst which in the photograph as well, there is a equal distribution of the gender. That is, 3 are the boys, 3 belongs to the female gender. So women empowerment, that is also done by the personal laws. In India, we are having many religions. That is, Hinduism is there. Then the Islam is there. Christianity we are also following. Parsi, that is the Judaism, is also we are following. So under personal laws as well, we are having some protection which is provided to the woman. Hindu Succession Act is such one of the act which is dealing with the property rights provided to the woman. So whenever woman is there, whenever Hindu woman is there, specifically we are talking about the Hindu woman under Hindu Succession Act. So previous to this, I just wanted to include the thing herein that previous to enactment of the Hindu Succession Act, there is the amendment in the Hindu Succession Act which took place in the year 2005. Before that, there was no any equal distribution of the property, or that particular girl, she was not getting any type of share in the property of the father. But now, after enactment of this particular act, that is in the year 2005, now girl is having equal rights with her brothers, means daughters and sons. They are treated equally with regard to the right to property in the parental property, it may be, or the co-partnership property, that is the ancestral property. In it as well, she is having the equal right, equal to the son. Equal right means equal to the son, means half the portion son will get and half the portion the daughter will get. Like that, the distribution of that particular property will took place as per the Hindu Succession Act. Next is there, with regard to this particular thing, previous to enactment of this act, no any right had been given like a karta to the female person, even though she is a elder family member of that particular family. Then also she cannot be the karta of the family. Karta means what? She is the manager of the family, she is the decision maker of the family, but she was not able to be the karta of the family before enactment of this particular act. So are you able to see the PPT, or there is any problem? Because yes,
नो मॅडम, फक्त पहिली पीपीटी सुरू आहे. नेक्स्ट पीपीटी हा आता आली आहे.
okay. ठीक है. So this is the women empowerment which is done under the family laws of India. I will show you all the PPTs so that you can have the access. This is the first, in which I have explained you with regard to the International Women's Day, what is the object behind, what is the theme. Next is the women empowerment, where we are finding or looking at women empowerment. This is the photographs of the females who are empowered, but still we need the women empowerment. These are the pictures. Next is the why we need legal empowerment. What is the role of legal empowerment in empowerment of a woman? Empowerment at every sort of life we can have, but legal empowerment is providing some different level of protection to the woman, and that's why legal empowerment is more important than any other type of empowerment. These are the stages of life. You can have the access of this care, protection, love and affection, respect and compassion, which is needed from an individual, that is provided, and that should be provided to every woman. But if it is not provided by, I'm just adding this particular point, if it is not provided, then at that time we need or we have the support of the law. Constitutional provisions we are having, that is the right to equality, prohibition of discrimination, equality of opportunity in employment, then the directive principles which are provided for the sake of state to make the provisions, and the reservation policies made in the local self-government under Article 243 by amending it. The reservations of seats in local self-governments, that is up to the 1/3 seats are going to be reserved for the females. Women empowerment, now we are dealing with this. So women empowerment under family laws, that is under personal laws of an individual, that is Hindu, Muslim or Christian, Parsi, that also we can see here at. So Hindu Succession Act में सबसे major changes किए गए हैं, 3 changes. First change is that equal share is given to the male and female, that is to the daughters and sons. They are sharing equally in the ancestral property of an individual or of the father. Next is she can be a karta. So previous to this, she cannot be the karta, though she is the elder. The younger son of the family, she can or he is going to be the karta of the family, though he is younger to her, though he is not able to understand the nature of the things. Then also, after the death of the father, she cannot be the karta. But now, after enactment of this act, after amendment of 2005, this she can be the karta of the family, means she can be the decision maker of the family. Next is the third change which had been inserted by Hindu Succession Act, that is under this act she can claim partition as well. The partition which she cannot claim previous to this, usko right bilkul nahi tha. She cannot have any type of access, she cannot demand, she cannot go into the court mein jaane ka right bilkul nahi tha. Sons, they are inheriting the property of the father, they can go, but she cannot go. But after enactment of this act, she is now also having the right to have or to call for the partition against the father, against the brothers, etc. So these are the 3 major changes which are introduced by Hindu Succession Act 2005. Next is the Muslim woman's right to property. Now, what is the role or what Muslim law says about the right to property of a Muslim woman? There is a slight difference in between Muslim and Hindu woman's right to property. In Muslim law, the right to property that had been given to the woman, but that is a half portion, means half right had been given, half share is going to be given. If suppose if 2 daughters are there and 1 son is there, then in such cases 1 son have the half share and remaining half share is going to be distributed amongst the 2 daughters. It means that both of the daughters, they are getting half share amongst that half share. So this is the distribution in Muslim law. Again, with regard to the widows, they are getting the 1/4 share. If widows are there, they are, after deceased husband, they are getting the 1/4 share in the property of that particular husband. In Hindu law, the contrary thing is there. In Hindu law, she is getting the equal share in the property like the son. How much son is getting, like that the mother is also getting. The widowed mother of that particular deceased husband, she's also getting the equal share with the son. But in Muslim law, it is not there. But the Muslim law is providing for some other types of rights, like meher is there. Meher, this particular concept is not there in Hindu law, but in Muslim law, meher concept is there. Meher is talking about the valuable security is provided to that particular woman at the time of marriage, and that security is kept as her property or as her right. At the time of marriage, she is having right to claim for, she is having right to demand for the amount of meher. So whatever the amount she required as a valuable security on her name, she can ask for, and she will have that particular right under the Muslim personal law. Indian Succession Act is also there, which is talking about the distribution of property amongst Christians, amongst Parsis, or any other religion, the people who belongs to other religion. So in that particular case, Indian Succession Act is also having the equal provisions like the Hindu Succession Act. Just the equal proportion, or in Hindu, the difference in between Hindu and Indian Succession Act is that in Hindu families, if the widow is there, widow shares the equal portion, like the son will get half and the widow will get half. But under Indian Succession Act, she will get 1/3 portion, and the remaining portion is going to be divided amongst the daughters and sons of that particular family. So this is the only difference in between these two. Other provisions are like the Hindu Succession Act. The next provision under family law or under personal law, we can call it as, which is provided by the law, that is the Domestic Violence Act, against which many people, they are raising the voice that this act is mostly abused. The ladies, they are misusing this particular act. But just think about the that particular Domestic Violence Act hai. We are just talking about this act by looking at our families, or we are looking at the neighborhood families. We are not talking about the society in general. Generally, whenever we are dealing with this particular Domestic Violence Act, there are many types of abuse which are committed in the families. The abuse, it is not restricted only the physical abuse. Domestic means you are just I have seen that movie by the name called Thappad. वहां पे that particular lady, she raised voice just against a single thappad, just a single slap which has been given to her by her husband. She was fighting that particular thing in front of the court. She was talking and everyone was surrounding her. Everyone, even her family members are also talking or saying like that, why there is a necessity. Just a single thappad was there. But just think about, whenever we are raising the voice against that particular thappad, and the ladies who watch that particular movie, inspiration which had been given by that particular movie, or what are the message that had been given by that movie to us, that is needed to be considered, because of the reason that that was not just a single thappad. वो एक चाटा था टू द सिस्टम, वो एक चाटा था टू द मेल डोमिनेटेड सोसाइटी, वो एक चाटा था टू द डोमिनेशन ऑफ द हस्बैंड्स, एंड दैट थिंग इज ऑलवेज नेसेसरी, एंड ड्यू टू दैट रीजन डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस एक्ट इज आल्सो नेसेसरी. Physical, now the violence is not limited to the physical violence only. Violence is now extending its scope towards the mental abuse, towards the verbal abuse, towards the economic abuse, also towards the sexual abuse. And due to that reason, we need to raise the voice. Domestic Violence Act is providing us many provisions, just like the protection officer is going to be appointed for the sake of protection of yours. So whenever you are going to court against that particular husband, if suppose he is torturing you, he is slapping you, he is trying to commit any type of physical abuse against you, even at your parental house as well, then at that time you can have the access to the protection order from the courts. Again, you can have the residence order against the husband, that you can also share that particular shelter within which the husband is residing. You cannot or you need not to go to the parental house. So such orders are also compensation for the mental abuse, for the physical injuries, for the physical treatment as well. Some compensation amount is also going to be provided by the Domestic Violence Act. This particular particular legislation, why this is too much focus, because of the reason that all other acts जो हमने पहले 3 देखे हैं, उसमें the protection is provided, but these are the civil laws, or these are the civil acts जिसमें the remedy is provided, but and again maintenance related laws are also there, so within which the remedy is provided to you, but that is not speedy one. So due to that reason, Domestic Violence, this act came into existence to provide the speedy remedy to the ladies who are suffering from the domestic abuses. And Domestic Violence Act आने के बाद the incidences are lessened, or incidences जो है वो कम हो रहे हैं, and then we started to raise the voice that the abusive activities are and misuse is also there. So that is the particular thing, or that is the particular importance of the Next is the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act. That is also one of the family related enactments which is given by the Indian legislation or legislatures. Prohibition of Child Marriage Act. Before this, the Child Marriage Restraint Act was there. So according to which the marriage of the girl, or marriage of in Maharashtra as well, in rural areas, the rural belt of the Marathwada region, or rural belt of the Vidarbha region, or the Konkan region, there as well still some child marriages are going to be performed. We don't have the exact numbers, or we don't have the exact that particular statistics with us, because of the reason that reporting of the child marriage is very less, or the police machinery or any other machinery who is involved in it, they are not having that much seriousness towards the child marriages or such activities. But child marriages are still performed. That I personally have the experience of it. I personally seen the things going on. The girl who is 14 years old, who is 15 years old, she get married in front of my eyes when I was a child, or I was near about 12 to 13 years old. So such things happen. Still they are happening because of the reason that parents want that my daughter, she should be in safe hands. That was the psychology behind performance of the child marriages. So due to that reason, under that umbrella or under that particular reason, they are performing the marriages of the girls. But that is again going to prevent her from having the access to the education, because she was married, she get married in that particular minor age. So due to that reason, such prohibition should be there, and it is provided by the law. Again, law is providing the punishment. Up to 2 years punishment is provided to the persons who are engaging the marriages of such children. In Rajasthan, this particular thing is going on. Maharashtra में भी कुछ हद जगहों पे है, MP में भी होती है. The persons who belongs to the labor community, they are performing the marriages of their children in minor age. So such things are going on. Dowry, which previously as well I have pronounced this particular word. So Dowry Prohibition Act, this act is there, but you didn't get any type of complaint against you, didn't get any type of reporting of the cases against this, because of the reason that the person who is giving and the person who is taking, both are agreed, both are having the agreement over it. They don't have any type of hesitation, though they don't have any type of problem in giving and taking of the dowries. And due to that reason, instead of the Dowry Prohibition Act is there, still the dowry is given and taken. No one, if I ask to you that how many people they didn't give any type of dowry in their marriages, I know that 50% people either they gave the dowry or they accepted the dowry in any of the form. I'm not talking about the monetary dowry or in the form of the money you are giving and taking. It may be in the form of the ornament, jewelry, or the utensils, or any other cars, bikes, etc. Many things are there in many forms are there of the dowry. So Dowry Prohibition Act है, but there is no any proper execution. उसका reason कभी भी हम नहीं बोल सकते कि पुलिस एजेंसीज, लॉ एंड जुडिशरी और एनी अदर एजेंसी, उसका रीजन हम है. सोसाइटी इज द रीजन बिहाइंड चाइल्ड मैरिजेस, सोसाइटी इज द रीजन बिहाइंड dowry as well. So some things are there which needed to be done, and still it is present, and so we are saying that Dowry Prohibition Act, it is of no use, because of the reason that we are not complaining against. आप एक कंप्लेन करके देखो, then you can see the miracles that how the law or how the police, they are going to prohibit that particular act. But the registration, registering the cases, that is the reason behind failure of the Dowry Prohibition Act. Next is there with regard to the women empowerment and the labor laws. You can see here at the picture, when the woman force that is also working for the sake of doing the labor work, here at some protections are provided under law, that is by the name Equal Remuneration Act, when and Constitution itself under Articles 39A, 39A and 39D, it is talking about equal remuneration should be provided. And under that provision of the Constitution, central government, it enacted the Equal Remuneration Act of 1976, and under that act, equal remuneration or equal wages are going to be paid to the male, female to equal to the male. So there should not be any discrimination amongst distribution of the wages to the male and female. That is the crux, or that is the aim behind enactment of the Equal Remuneration Act, and that is to be maintained, that is to be provided with, that is taken care by the state government. Next, labor law, which is talking about the empowerment of one, it is also having the mention in Constitution itself, that is the Maternity Benefit Act, which is enacted in the year 1961, and is talking about the benefit should be provided to the woman with regard to or during the phase of the maternity. Whenever she is pregnant, whenever she is undergoing that particular phase of the maternity, there she needs protection. Why she needs protection? Because the delicacy or that particular phase of the life she is going through, that is the thing which needed the protection. That is the particular phase which needed to have the protection, and due to that reason, it is duty of every employer, it may be the public sector, it may be the private sector, it is duty of every employer to provide her with the maternity benefits. Maternity benefit not only includes the payment of wages of the particular period, but the payment of wages of the period of leave, and the leave should be granted to her. Abhi we leave hai, to how much period of or how much days leave she can get at that particular moment under the Maternity Benefit Act. Previous to in 2017, the amendment had been amendment is done in Maternity Benefit Act, according to which previously the that particular period, that is 6 weeks period, was given for the sake of maternity benefit, but presently it is replaced with the 26 weeks. Means now she can have the 26 weeks maternity leave along with the that particular ordinary wages which had been given to her. Those wages also she will get under the maternity benefit act. Now, whether such maternity benefit is allowed to the adopted mother or not, that is one of the question. Again, the mother, nowadays the things are going on that surrogacy. This is one of the concept which is coming forward. So in that particular case, whether surrogate mother will also get such maternity benefits, such questions are there. Law never talks about, or law never thinks about the things which are going in a straight line. Law always thinks about the complex situations. So ऐसी अगर कुछ cases है जहाँ पे adopted mother है, उनको चाहिए. अगर किसी का मिसकैरिएज हुआ है, उनको चाहिए. अगर कोई सरोगेट मदर है तो उनको चाहिए. तो देन एट दैट टाइम whether such protection is provided to her or not, because she is also in same phase. After surrogacy, she needs to upbring that particular child. After that adaptation, if the child is below the 3 months period, then at that time that child needs the care of that particular mother. Again, if she suffered from the miscarriage, or she miscarried, then at that time as well her physique is such that she needs some protection there at, some cares there at. So in such phases as well, the maternity benefit act provides the protection, provides the benefit to the woman with regard to that. द पर्टिकुलर जो बेनिफिट है या फिर पर्टिकुलर पीरियड ऑफ लीव जो है वो उसको मिलती है एडॉप्टेड मदर या फिर जो सरोगेट मदर है. इन दैट केस 12 वीक्स मैटरनिटी बेनिफिट या फिर मैटरनिटी लीव शी विल गेट विथ रिगार्ड टू फॉर द सेक ऑफ अपब्रिंगिंग ऑफ द फॉर द सेक ऑफ केयर ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर चाइल्ड if the child is below the 3 months age. And again, afterwards when she is getting, and miscarriage, in case of miscarriage as well, she will get the particular benefit of the leave. Next is when after delivery, after maternity, when she come back on the work, then at that time whether this act is providing any type of provisions for the sake of such mothers. So yes, it is also done by the, or it is also did by the act is talking about the facilities for crèche. Act is also talking about the nursery or nursing breaks jo hote hai, those are also provided to that mother, that she can have the 2 breaks within her period of employment, that is within that particular 7 to 8 hours whatever she is working for this, within that particular time she can have 2 nursing breaks for feeding her child. And again she can have that particular crèche facility available for the sake of keeping her children there at in the crèche. So such facilities are provided, very nice facilities are provided by the Maternity Benefit Act and the labor laws, so that a woman can work happily, a woman can work securely, a woman can work there at on the workplace. नेक्स्ट एंड सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट एक्ट है जो हमेशा द वर्कशॉप्स आर कॉल टू बी कंडक्टेड बाय द एजेंसीज, और वी आर एज आई वाज आल्सो वन ऑफ द कोऑर्डिनेटर ऑफ द इंटरनल वुमेन्स कंप्लेंट कमिटी. सो एवरी ईयर वी कंडक्ट द वर्कशॉप, एवरी ईयर वी कंडक्ट some guest lectures etc on this particular act, that sexual harassment of women at workplace. It is needed because of the reason that when we are talking about the organized sector, the employer or any other colleagues who is in a superior position, he is able to dominate that particular lady. He is in such a position, he can take the advantage or he can take disadvantage, we can say that he can take disadvantage of that particular position, and due to that reason she needed to be protected on the workplace. So wahan pe if such protection is not provided to, then at that time just think about the society, kya ho sakta hai workplace pe, kuch bhi ho sakta hai, just like in case of that Vishakha case. So sexual harassment of women at workplace, for the sake of that as well we need some under that act as well we have some protections provided by the labor laws in country. In with regard to the school or with regard to the higher education institutions like the colleges or the institutions which are under the UGC, in that as well we are provided with the UGC provided us with the UGC regulations. 2015 ka regulation hai, it is talking about the sexual harassment of women at workplace, prevention, prohibition, redressal, and under that the that particular constitution of the internal women's complaints committee ऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर्स के लिए, एंड जहां पे ऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर नहीं है, लाइक दैट यहाँ पे आपको दिखाई देगा इन दिस पिक्चर, द लेडीज दे आर नॉट अंडर द ऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर, यहाँ पे कुछ ऑफिस नहीं है, कुछ टेक्निकल वर्क नहीं है, या फिर कुछ एग्जीक्यूटिव नहीं है. सो इन सच केसेस you can have the local committee, and to that you can have the complaint. Means suppose हमारे घर पे कोई काम वाली बाई आती है, तो उनकी कंप्लेंट कहाँ पे जाएगी? We don't have any internal complaints committee with regard to them. So वहां पे कंप्लेंट जाएगी लोकल कमिटी जो फॉर्म होती है उनके पास. So this is the labor laws. These are the labor laws which are working for a woman in India. Next is some of the criminal laws are there. You might have heard of, or you might have studied it in detail, because legal faculties you do have in Aurangabad. So there is no necessity to have a very detailed approach towards it. We can discuss just with regard to the punishments. Like rape is there, in which the punishment is provided minimum 7 से 10 साल है, life imprisonment तक जा सकती है if it is a case of gang rape. इवन अगर ब्रूटल केस जो है, हीनस ऑफेंस जो किया गया था इन निर्भया केस, अगर ऐसा ऑफेंस होता है, तो देन एट दैट टाइम इन सच केस डेथ पेनल्टी मे आल्सो बी अवॉर्डेड इन एक्सेप्शनल सर्कमस्टांसेस. सो दैट इज प्रोवाइडेड अंडर इंडियन पीनल कोड अंडर सेक्शन 376. क्रुएल्टी अगेंस्ट वुमन होती है बाय द इन-लॉज, बाय द फैमिली मेंबर्स, फॉर द सेक ऑफ दैट 3 years punishment is provided. एसिड अटैक, दिस इज अ न्यू एडिशन, न्यू अमेंडमेंट होने के बाद 376 एंड ए एंड बी इंसर्ट किए गए. So by the way of that, the minimum punishment 10 years, which may increase up to life imprisonment, that is provided. Assault with regard to outraging modesty, sexual harassment, it is also provided. Then the voyeurism, stalking, these are the offenses which are newly inserted in section 354 Then eve teasing, it is also one of the thing which is faced by the young generation. That is, the somebody is following, somebody is stalking, somebody is trying to give any type of comments, or any type of trying to touch your body, etc. Such eve teasing activities are going to be performed. So for the sake of that, protection is provided by the IPC. ट्रैफिकिंग इज वन ऑफ द ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग इज वन ऑफ द वेरी ग्रेव टाइप ऑफ ऑफेंस, जिसके लिए आईपीसी इज हैविंग द पनिशमेंट्स अंडर सेक्शन 376, 370, 370, 378, 372, 373, etc. Next is the protection under other laws. Some of the laws are there, not only this labor laws, personal laws, constitution and criminal laws. Other than that, some other laws, some categories are there, जिसमें कि हमें ये देखना है कि the girl child when it is going to be protected, how she is going to be protected. मैंने आपको जो stages दिखाई थी, under that stages, first stage जो है वो infancy है, and in infancy stage we are having the preconception and prenatal diagnostic techniques regulation prevention and misuse act. So at this stage, the act is aimed at curb of the female foeticide in India. जहां जहां पे फीमेल फोर्टिसाइड होता है, जहां जहां पे द मोस्टली द स्टेट्स ऑफ राजस्थान, स्टेट ऑफ यूपी, महाराष्ट्र में भी कुछ एरियाज में द फीमेल फोर्टिसाइड जाए, जस्ट लाइक अ डिस्ट्रिक्ट ऑफ बीड. इन दैट डिस्ट्रिक्ट very famous case was there of the Sudha Munde. Doctor was there, he was a doctor, and he committed that particular, he run the clinic for the sake of termination of the pregnancy, and along with that determination of the sex. After determination, termination of the pregnancy, that is the abortions were going to took place under that particular thing. So Sudha Munde, that was the case in Beed district. Again, some things are going to happen which are not coming in light, but the things are going on because sex determination is still in existence. People, they are not coming out of their mentalities, coming out of whatever the traditional thinkings, orthodox thinkings are there. Out of that, they are not able to, or they are not ready to come out, because of the reason that they are thinking male domination still it exists. And that's why I'm talking about since the beginning that still we need the empowerment. So sex determination, and after that termination of the pregnancy, after getting to know the sex of the child, that is medical termination of pregnancy, that is also providing for sex determination is banned, sex determination is prohibited, subject to condition that if it is so as to find out the disabilities in the that particular or any other disabilities अगर कुछ है, या फिर suppose mental retardation, the history of the family is that they are mentally retarded, then in such cases we can have the determination but not of the sex. So sex determination is prohibited. Medical termination of pregnancy, that is also possible, but when if suppose victim of the rape is there, so in such cases she cannot have that particular child, she don't want to have the child because the mental trauma is going to be faced by her in future as well. So due to that reason we need to terminate. So termination of pregnancy is allowed under this act, that is medical termination of pregnancy act, but it should not be for the sake of that particular abortion due to the sex determination, and so as to have the so as to kill that particular female foeticide, so kill the female. So medical termination of pregnancy is allowed in certain extent. Up to that particular period is provided with, that is previously जो 20 weeks था, that particular period was provided with regard to termination of pregnancy. Now it increased up to 24 weeks. In exceptional circumstances, you can terminate the pregnancy after that as well, but you have to get the permission from the court with regard to termination of pregnancy. Some such instances are there जिसमें termination allow किया गया था, लेकिन subject to some conditions and subject to the exceptional circumstances only. Last provision or last particular act is there which is talking about the protection of children. When you are in the childhood, when you are in that particular phase, जहाँ पे आपको जो second phase में आप आते हो, जब children, you are the children, there are instances, and many instances are there in which the sexual or the instances of the sexual abuse against the girl child that had been committed, in which no doubt there are offenses with regard to the sexual abuse of the boys as well. Boys के भी cases है, ऐसा है नहीं है कि cases नहीं है, लेकिन many cases are there, means near about suppose 100 cases में से अगर 90 cases boys girls के against है, तो फिर वहां पे कहीं 10 cases boys के against मिलेंगे. Like that the proportion is there. So we need to think about the girl child first, because of the reason that that sector or that section is there which are prone to such activities, which are prone to the sexual abuse. So due to that reason, Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act had been enacted by the legislature for the sake of protecting the girl child, for the sake of protecting specifically the girl child against the against such acts of the sexual abuse. So this was the protection which is provided under other laws. Now, whether government is doing something or not for the sake of women, or only the laws are there, they are working. So yes, government is also doing something. That is one scheme is there which is provided by the name Manodharya, जहाँ पे रेप विक्टिम्स है, जहाँ पे चिल्ड्रंस है आउट ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर रेप पैदा होते हैं, उनके लिए मनोधैर्य स्कीम प्रोवाइड की गई है, अकॉर्डिंग टू विच द ट्रीटमेंट फैसिलिटीज, द फाइनेंशियल एड इज गोइंग टू बी प्रोवाइडेड टू सच विक्टिम्स, रेप विक्टिम्स और द चिल्ड्रंस ऑफ द रेप विक्टिम्स एक्सेट्रा. और एसिड अटैक विक्टिम्स के लिए भी कंपेंसेशन इन द फॉर्म ऑफ द कंपेंसेशन, द ट्रीटमेंट मेजर्स और द फाइनेंशियल एड इज गोइंग टू बी प्रोवाइडेड. Next, Majhi Kanya Bhagyashree is also one of the scheme in which one girl child, if she is there, at 50,000 rupees is provided for the sake of the girl child for her education or any other thing, that is like the marriage etc., marriage expenses etc. But 50,000 rupees is provided to her under Majhi Kanya Bhagyashree scheme. Next is integrated child development service is provided by the way of providing health and nutritional needs of the child. That is not only with regard to the pregnant woman, but also to the adolescent girls who are going through some periods. So वहाँ पे she needs some nutrition or she needs some health supplements. So those are provided to her under this ICDS. Next is बेटी पढ़ाओ बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ. ये तो हमेशा ही we can see here at everywhere surrounding our schools, colleges, etc. Everywhere we can see we are having that particular object to educate the girls and to save the girls from the any type of activities committed against her. Rajiv Gandhi National Creche scheme is there, which I was talking about under the medical that particular schemes with regard to the maternity benefit. So वहाँ पे राजीव गांधी नेशनल क्रेच स्कीम के अंडर if that particular work environment is having the 50 or more employees there, and then at that time we can have a crèche system for the sake of children of the working mothers. Again, Indira Gandhi Matritva Sahyog Yojana is also there, in which the many facilities like the अनाज वगैरह जो है वो पहुंचाया जाता है towards the pregnant ladies for the sake of fulfilling the nutritional needs of that particular lady. Again, other things such that some clothes with regard to that particular newborn babies वगैरह, these things are also provided to such ladies. So, and again financial aid is also provided to the ladies with regard to their maternity. Kishori Shakti Yojana is also one of the things under which we can have many workshops, we can hold many programs like that particular workshops for the sake of the young girls, that is the girls who are in that particular phase of the Kishori. So Kishori Shakti Yojana is also working. Shelter homes are also provided. The girl ladies to whom no one is there, no one is ready to accept them, no one is ready to have them within their household. Then for the sake of such ladies who are destitute, who are not having any other option to residing, For the sake of them, the shelter homes, that is the Mahila Ashram, etc., they are run by the government. Then welfare schemes for the Devdasis, that is a special category of the woman. For the sake of them as well, we are having some welfare schemes, that is financial aid is going to be provided to them. And lastly, the Shubha Mangal Samuhik Vivah scheme, which is provided by the government, Maharashtra government, it is providing this particular scheme, according to which the girls or the daughters who belongs to the family of the poor parents, to them this particular scheme is very beneficial, because of the reason that their parents, they are not able to perform that particular marriage of their daughters, and due to that reason some samuhik vivah, like that, the function is going to be organized at the governmental level. Many marriages are going to be performed there at, and they are provided with the financial aid, or they are provided with the utensils, etc. I think I have heard of near about 50,000 rupees they are going to be provided to them. So such aid is also going to be provided at the hands of the government. So government is also not lagging behind. Whatever expectations are of the Constitution of India, whatever the expectations are of the society from the government, those are also fulfilled. It is their duty. These are the directives given to them. So they are also fulfilling that at the same time, just like a law. So after coming up to this particular, or after reaching up to this particular slide, that is break the bias, all these facilities, all these provisions, all these benefits which are provided to every lady, we are able to break the bias which is amongst the male and female human being. As we are treated unequally, we are ready to use the law, we are ready to have the support from the law, we are ready to complain, we are ready to raise the voice, so as to break the bias which is against us, which is done by the society. We are not pointing towards any individual, we are pointing towards the society in large, society in general, that if the society is not giving us equal opportunities, society is not putting us at the equal level with the men, then at that time, today we are ready to break the bias with the help of the law. So दिस इज पर्टिकुलर थिंग, मनुस्मृति को बहुत लोग ब्लेम करते हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, नो डाउट देयर आर सम क्रिटिकल पॉइंट्स आल्सो इन मनुस्मृति, बट वन ऑफ द वेरी नाइस थिंग which is provided by the manusmriti, that is this particular one of this subhashit, that is yatra naryas pujante ramante tatra devata yatra tastu na pujante sarvas tatra phala kriya, that is where women are honored, dignity blossoms there, and when wherever women are dishonored, all actions, no matters how noble it may be, remains unfruitful. So whenever you are there, you should respect the girl, you should respect the daughters, you should respect the wives, you should respect your elder woman in your family as well. So that is the need of the society, that is the need, and if you are not providing, we are here, we are having the sword in our hands, we are having that particular protection in the form of the law, that we are there to help, we are there to support the woman, and that is the particular glory of the law. So I just wanted to conclude with this particular sentence of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, that I measure the progress of a community by the degree of progress which a woman has achieved. So he also coming up to the point that it is a progress of the woman which she is going to achieve, on the basis of which we are able to progress the society, able to measure the progress of the society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam, for such a wonderful, lucid and informative lecture. Now I request Rahul Gowde sir to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Anjali madam. On behalf of the Government Ministry of Forensic Science, I tender a vote of thanks to one of our colleagues from the Government Ministry of Forensic Science, Nagpur, Mrs. Shivkanya Kadamwadekar madam. Madam, you discussed with us, particularly with the faculty and the students, about the implementation of the laws, particularly through the Constitution, through the Indian Penal Code, whatever be the punishments they are prescribed under the IPC, say under section 498A or under 304B or under 354, 375, 509. And also you discussed about some procedures, particularly under the CRPC and also under the PCP and DT Act. You also have discussed some provisions, particularly from the civil laws. That may be the Hindu Succession Act, Indian Succession Act, particularly the role of women nowadays, who can be called as a karta, and that is a statutory right to her nowadays, and equal right as to the distribution of the properties, particularly from the ancestors. You also discussed about some provisions, particularly with regard to the trafficking under the women, human trafficking, and also the right of these women, particularly through the CEDAW Convention, and on that basis, a law that was passed in India, as India was a signatory to it. So overall, you discussed about the empowerment of the women, particularly through the legal forces, and for that purposes, there is a requirement that even the women also have to break the shackles. And on behalf of the institute, particularly from the Internal Complaints Committee, the IQSC of the GIFSA, and the NSS department of the GIFSA, I tender a vote of thanks to you. We are very thankful to you for enlightening us on this particular topic. I'm also thankful to the director of the institute, Dr. Khemnar sir, for giving us an opportunity to organize such a wonderful lecture. I'm also thankful to the faculty members and the students, and also the non-teaching staff of the Government Institute of Forensic Science, and also of the Institute of Forensic Science, Nagpur, for patiently hearing such a wonderful lecture. Thank you. Thank you, Anand. Now, with the permission of the chair, I declare that today's program